What's up, guys? My name is Christopher. My family and I took a week-long overland expedition of the incredible country of Ireland, and I want to share with you my favorite places and experiences, so here's my top 10 places to visit in Ireland. I'll start us off with Skellig Michael, and at the end of this clip are the cliffs of Moher, which you don't want to miss. I liked Ireland so much that I added a bonus location after the cliffs of Moher, so check it out. Let me know in the comments what your favorite place or experience was in Ireland. I'd love to hear from you. First off, Skellig Michael is an incredible island with steep, towering cliffs and a surprisingly well-preserved monastery at the top. Monks built the monastery by hand, including individual dwelling units, a cemetery, a garden, and water collection basins. On your boat ride to and from Skellig Michael, you may see dolphins like we did, or even whales, so keep your eyes open. Once on the island, you have a moderate hike of 1 to 2 hours to get to the top, and it goes pretty much straight up. The views at the top are well worth the effort. My 12-year-old daughter made the climb, so you can do it too. As you ascend, you will see puffins and gannets, which build nests here, with some of those nests just a few inches from the path. To get to the island, you have to take an 11-mile boat ride from the mainland. We stayed in Portmagee, which is where we caught our boat. The food in Portmagee is incredible. I had a fish stew that was amazing, and I still rave about it to this day. If you've seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi, then you will probably recognize Skellig Michael, because many of the scenes in those movies were filmed right here on Skellig Michael. Ever since we saw Luke Skywalker training Rey Palpatine on this island, Skellig Michael became an overnight sensation and popular tourist attraction. And it's no surprise. This hidden gem is spectacular and awe-inspiring. Skellig Michael is so popular that the tourism board limits the number of visitors to 180 people per day. Time slots do fill up in advance, so you should book your reservations early. I recommend Skellig Michael to anyone. After Skellig Michael, we'll head over to Boinne, a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. This complex of more than 40 structures was built around 3200 BC, making Boinne older than both Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. Boinne is located about an hour north of Dublin. Many of the sites at Boinne were constructed with astronomical importance. When we were here, we visited the impressive Newgrange Passage tomb. Even though this structure was built more than 5,000 years ago, the builders aligned the entrance of the tomb with the winter solstice. On the winter solstice, the rising sun shines through a roof box above the entrance and floods the innermost chamber with light. According to Irish mythology, Newgrange was believed to be a portal to another world and also served as a burial and sacrificial chamber. I love the grandeur of Boinne. It is impressive to consider that humans 5,000 years ago had the knowledge of engineering and technology to build such a remarkable structure. After Boinne, we're heading to the western side of Ireland to visit Kylemore Castle, Abbey, and Victorian Garden. This place has everything. Kylemore Castle, built in 1868 as a private residence, but now open to the public for tours, reminds me of Highclere Castle from the TV show Downton Abbey. The castle crenulations and design are so impressive. Next to the castle, Kylemore Abbey was founded by nuns who fled Belgium in World War I. Their courage serves as an inspiration to all of us. The Victorian Garden features a huge variety of flowers, bushes, shrubbery, and trees, all of which were chosen and placed so that no matter where you are in the garden, something is in bloom nearby. You could easily spend several hours relaxing or strolling through the grounds. The drive to Kylemore features spectacular landscapes, and you'll want to stop many times along the way. After Kylemore, let's head over to see the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, which is technically part of the United Kingdom. The Giant's Causeway, also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, consists of roughly 40,000 interlocking basalt columns formed by volcanic activity long ago. Each column provides a neat stepping platform to the next. Whether you're a child or adult, the Giant's Causeway is a great place to move around and enjoy the intricate patterns formed by the changing depths of the columns. I also love the Giant's Causeway for the towering mountains, beautiful cliffs, easy pathway, and the sound of the ocean waves that lap the shoreline. It's easy to see why the Giant's Causeway is so popular. After the Giant's Causeway, we're heading to the Ring of Kerry. Located in the southwest of Ireland, the Ring of Kerry is a famous scenic drive. The Ring of Kerry is characterized by narrow passages, steep embankments, domesticated herd animals roaming next to and sometimes on the road itself, and the occasional boulder just inches from the roadway. Pay special attention to your car's side mirrors as you drive. The Ring of Kerry generally follows the coastline, so you get stunning views of the blue Atlantic Ocean on one side of the vehicle, juxtaposed with the lush greenery of the hills and mountains on the other side. After the Ring of Kerry, let's head to the National Museum of Ireland in the capital, Dublin. Perhaps the most famous exhibit here shows the near-perfect mummified bodies of human cadavers known as the bog people, because their bodies were uncovered in peat bogs. The bodies have been preserved in intricate detail, and the skin looks like leather. An interesting fact is that all the bog people died violently. Some died from blunt force trauma, others were hung, and others still were decapitated. The National Museum of Ireland is a fascinating place, one I highly recommend. Next, let's head a few miles away to Trinity College Library. This famous library has books from floor to ceiling on both of its floors. Many people come to Trinity College Library to see the famous Book of Kells. The Book of Kells is an illustrated Latin manuscript containing the 4 Gospels of the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It dates to about the year 800 AD. While some manuscripts from the 6th and 7th centuries are older, but the calligraphy and the illustrations in the Book of Kells are unrivaled by all other surviving manuscripts. It is impressive to think that someone had to copy the entire book by hand, because the printing press had not been invented yet. One of my other favorite places in Ireland is the House of Waterford in the city of Waterford, found along the southeastern coast of Ireland. World-famous Waterford crystal has its origins here. One of the things I really like about the House of Waterford is they not only have an enormous display of masterpieces of crystal and sculpture, but you can also watch live demonstrations of actual pieces being created. When we were there, we witnessed the process. First, they use a black marker to draw all the lines that the carver will eventually work on. Once everything is drawn in marker, then the master carver carefully carves the crystal into its final shape. Everything is handmade, and so everything here is one of a kind. It was super fun to watch them make pieces of crystal. After Waterford, one of my favorite places in Ireland is Blarney Castle, home of the famous Blarney Stone. Blarney Castle is just a few miles outside the city of Cork, in the southern portion of Ireland. Legend has it that kissing the Blarney Stone, which is just a slab of limestone, endows the kisser with the gift of gab, eloquence, and flattery. Don't worry, they have an attendant who helps hold on to you as you hang partially upside down to kiss the Blarney Stone. Blarney Castle also has a poison garden, where everything growing there is poisonous to humans. They have warning signs and even have some of the more deadly plants protected inside cages. The gardens around Blarney Castle are also a fun place to stroll around and enjoy the mild Irish weather. After that, let's head over to the Cliffs of Moher. No trip to Ireland is complete without a visit to the Cliffs of Moher. To get the best view, I suggest seeing the cliffs near O'Brien's Tower, a round stone tower and popular landmark close to the midpoint of the cliffs. Here, the Cliffs of Moher are over 700 feet tall, rising like a monstrous protrusion vertically from the Atlantic Ocean. It's majestic to see, and I'm so glad we visited. The Cliffs of Moher are Ireland's most famous tourist attraction, and receive about 1.5 million visitors annually. That's just a little more than 4,100 people every single day. Fog is known to sometimes envelop this part of Ireland, so getting a good view can largely depend on the weather. I recommend checking the weather forecast and trying to go on a clear day for the best viewing experience. We loved Ireland so much that I had to throw in one bonus place. St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin is stunning. It was founded in 1191 as a Roman Catholic cathedral, but today it is the national cathedral for the Church of Ireland. The vaulted ceiling allows in ample sunlight, and the stained glass windows create a beautiful dazzle of colors inside the cathedral. The staircases are ornately carved, as is the pulpit. St. Patrick's Cathedral also acts as a cemetery, with over 500 individuals buried under the floor or on the grounds. The hallways on either side of the grand auditorium have statues of some of the famous Irish people from history. Well, that's it for my top 10 places and experiences in Ireland. I loved it here. Let me know in your comments below what your favorite place or experience is in Ireland. I'd love to hear from you. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. It's Christopher, and we'll see you later.